Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the quiet hum of everyday commerce, we often overlook the tiny copper coins that pass from hand to hand without a second thought. They're dropped into vending machines, forgotten in couch cushions, and tossed into jars with their clinking companions. But every so often, one of these unassuming little coins tells a story so compelling, it demands our attention. Today, we journey into the world of one such humble yet remarkable coin, the 1976 Lincoln cent, minted in Denver and carrying a tiny but significant D mint mark. 1976 was no ordinary year. It marked the United States bicentennial, a celebration of 200 years since the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. All across the country, people celebrated with parades, fireworks, and commemorative merchandise. Even the U.S. Mint got in on the patriotic fervor, issuing special designs for quarters, half dollars, and dollars that year. But interestingly, the Lincoln cent kept its traditional design, unaltered for the celebration. Some might wonder why. Why didn't the penny, the most circulated coin in the country, get a bicentennial redesign? The answer lies in tradition, symbolism, and perhaps a quiet reverence for the coin's already iconic imagery. Since 1909, the Lincoln cent had featured the dignified side profile of the 16th president, designed by Victor David Brenner to mark Lincoln's 100th birthday, but not all 1976 Lincoln cents are created equal. While over 4.2 billion pennies were minted that year in Denver alone, one particular version of the coin has captured the imagination of collectors and numismatists alike, the 1976 D Lincoln cent that somehow stands out in quality, scarcity, or in mysterious features that push its value far beyond 1 cent. At first glance, it looks the same. The story of the 1976 D cent isn't about a wild design flaw or an obvious doubling visible to the naked eye. It's about subtlety, about minting precision, about condition, and most of all, about rarity in pristine form. Because even though billions of these coins were struck, very few survived the passage of time without damage, corrosion, or wear. You see, coins in circulation suffer. They get scratched, oxidized, bent, and handled endlessly. But the few 1976 D cents that were never used, never spent, and preserved in nearly perfect condition? Those are the ones collectors crave. Those are the ones that tell a different story, one of preservation and luck, of finding treasure in the ordinary. So, what exactly makes one 1976 D Lincoln cent worth as much as $135 today? Let's dig a little deeper into the world of minting, grading, and numismatic rarity. The key lies in condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect specimen, flawless under magnification. A regular, circulated penny might grade between 1 and 20, while a sharp, uncirculated example can fetch grades of 60 and up. But achieving a grade of 66, 67, or higher? That's where rarity and value begin to spike, but condition isn't the only factor. There are a few rare 1976 D varieties that add another layer of intrigue. Some exhibit subtle die variations, minor shifts or doubling on the date or lettering, barely perceptible without magnification. These aren't errors in the traditional sense, but quirks of the minting process, created when dies were misaligned or reused improperly. For a seasoned collector, spotting these tiny anomalies is like finding hidden treasure. The thrill isn't just in owning the coin, it's in the hunt, the detective work, the reward of finding something that others missed. Collectors are historians, archivists, treasure hunters, and artists all rolled into one. They see what others don't. They appreciate nuance. And in a 1976 D Lincoln cent, they see more than copper, they see a snapshot of a country in celebration, a mint working overtime, and a coin that somehow defied the odds. In recent years, auctions and online sales have confirmed the growing interest in this coin. One notable sale featured a 1976 D Lincoln cent graded MS-67 red that fetched an impressive $135. While that might not sound like a fortune, consider this: it's a return of over 13,000 times the coin's original face value. That's like turning $1 into $13,000. And in the world of coin collecting, That kind of appreciation for a modern-era coin is truly remarkable. It's important to understand that not every 1976 D cent is worth that much. Most are worth just a cent or two, especially if they've seen regular use. But the rare examples, those preserved in impeccable condition, with just the right color and strike, are the ones that rise to the top. They are reminders that sometimes, even the most common object can hold uncommon value, and so, the next time you find yourself digging through change, take a moment to look closely. You never know what you might find. A seemingly ordinary penny from 1976 with a D beneath the date might just be the treasure you didn't know you had. Check for that bright red color, for clean edges, for sharp details. And if you find one that looks especially pristine, consider having it graded. You might just be holding $135 in your hand. That's the magic of coin collecting. It transforms the mundane into the extraordinary. It turns pocket change into history, into art, into stories waiting to be told. And in the case of the 1976 D Lincoln cent, it reminds us that even the smallest things can hold the greatest value, if only we take the time to look. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating little piece of American history that you might just have in your pocket or piggy bank, the 2015 USA Lincoln cent. But not just any Lincoln cent. This one has something special, the E Pluribus Unum motto, the Roosevelt Mint mark, and a unique story behind it that makes it stand out to collectors and coin enthusiasts alike. So, sit back and let me take you on a journey, from the origins of the Lincoln cent, through its intricate design and minting, to why this particular 2015 penny with the Roosevelt Mint Mark D is worth more than the typical 1-cent coin you see every day. And spoiler alert, by the end, you'll discover why this seemingly ordinary penny commands an impressive $141 in value. First, let's rewind a bit and talk about the Lincoln cent itself. The Lincoln penny is one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. Introduced way back in 1909, it was the first American coin to feature a real person, Abraham Lincoln, instead of symbolic imagery or allegorical figures. This was a big deal at the time. Lincoln was, and still is, a towering figure in American history, representing unity, freedom, and the fight against slavery. Now, what does all this have to do with the 2015 penny? Let's zoom in on the details. The 2015 Lincoln cent continued the tradition of featuring the Union shield on the reverse side, a symbol of America's strength and unity. This shield has 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies, tied together by a horizontal bar bearing the inscription, E Pluribus Unum. That Latin phrase, which means, out of many, one, has been part of U.S. coinage for centuries and reflects the foundational idea of unity within diversity. Interestingly, this motto has been a constant on American coins since 1795, and its presence on the penny's shield design beautifully connects the modern coin to the nation's early history. For collectors, the E Pluribus Unum isn't just a motto, it's a marker of heritage and continuity, but that's just the surface. Every penny minted in 2015 also carries a mint mark, a small letter indicating where it was produced. You might be familiar with the big three U.S. mints, Philadelphia, no mint mark, or P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The coin we're focusing on today has the D mint mark, showing it came from the Denver Mint. Now, you might wonder, isn't a 2015 penny just a common coin? After all, billions were minted that year across all mints. So why would this particular coin with the Roosevelt Mint Mark D be valuable? Great question. The value lies in a few key factors: condition, rarity, errors, and collector demand. Let me explain. Second, rarity and mint numbers. The 2015 D pennies were produced in the billions, so pure scarcity isn't the biggest factor here. However, within that massive production, there are always a few interesting quirks. Sometimes, a tiny minting error occurs, like a double die, off-center strike, or unusual coloration, and those error coins are like gold to collectors. But here's the bottom line: the 2015 Lincoln cent from Denver, featuring the E Pluribus Unum motto on the shield reverse, is one of the better preserved modern coins with potential collector value when found in exceptional condition or as part of error varieties. Okay, so what about the value? You might be shocked to learn that while most pennies are worth just a penny, this specific 2015 D. Lincoln cent can fetch as much as $141. How? That value usually comes from coins graded at a high mint state level by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, sometimes combined with being part of a special mint set or having an error that makes them stand out. For example, an uncirculated 2015 D penny with exceptional eye appeal, sharp details, and no blemishes can get a grade of MS 67 or higher, pushing its market price into the triple digits. Sometimes, unique varieties or misprints on these coins make them extremely collectible. A double die on the obverse or reverse, a misplaced mint mark, or unusual metal composition can boost value significantly. Collectors love the thrill of hunting for such rarities, and the 2015 Lincoln cent, despite being a modern coin, can still deliver surprises. So, why does this matter to you? Whether you're a casual coin collector, a history buff, or just someone who finds pennies on the ground, knowing about these nuances transforms how you see these everyday coins. What you hold in your hand might just be a little treasure with a story spanning over a century, and who knows? Maybe you've got a 2015 D. Lincoln cent in near-perfect condition just waiting to be discovered. To wrap things up, the 2015 USA Lincoln cent with the D Pluribus Unum motto and the Denver Mint mark D is more than just a penny. It's a symbol of American history, craftsmanship, and the enduring legacy of one of the nation's greatest presidents. Its design echoes the unity of the states, its mint mark tells a tale of one of America's historic mints, and its condition and rarity can make it surprisingly valuable. If you want to explore coin collecting or just want to check your change more closely, start by looking at the details, the mint marks, the condition, and any unusual features. You might be sitting on a coin worth $141 or more. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand, a small, copper-plated coin that's been quietly spinning through pockets, cash registers, and coin collections across the country for over 2 decades. This isn't just any penny. This is the 2000 USA Lincoln cent, a coin that embodies more than just everyday change. It's a symbol of American heritage, art, and even a surprising twist of value that you might not expect. To truly appreciate the story of the 2000 Lincoln cent, we have to step back in time and look at where it all began. The Lincoln cent, also affectionately known as the penny, made its debut in 1909. This was a pivotal year. The cent was redesigned to feature the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, commemorating the 100th anniversary of his birth. It was the first time a real person's likeness graced a regular issue U.S. coin, a bold departure from the allegorical figures and symbols that had dominated coinage until then. Fast forward to the year 2000. By now, the Lincoln cent had evolved significantly. Since 1959, the reverse design had featured the Lincoln Memorial, replacing the wheat ears to honor the monument dedicated to the man himself. The year 2000 Lincoln cent continued this tradition, with the unmistakable image of the memorial proudly displayed on the back, while the obverse retained Lincoln's timeless portrait. One might assume that a coin minted in 2000 would be quite common and perhaps overlooked. After all, billions of pennies were produced that year across 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But among these countless coins, a few gems have risen to prominence, thanks to a combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Here's where the story deepens. Collectors and numismatists, the experts who study coins, know that the value of a coin is rarely just about how many exist. It's about the stories they tell, their condition, and sometimes even tiny, almost invisible details that distinguish one from another. For the 2000 Lincoln cent, it's the brilliant shine, the pristine surfaces, and the perfectly struck features that elevate it beyond everyday pocket change. Now, you might wonder how much a coin like this is worth. After all, a penny is just 1 cent, right? Well, that's where things get interesting. The 2000 Lincoln cent, in uncirculated or proof condition, can command a surprising price. Thanks to its immaculate state and demand from collectors who want to complete their Lincoln cent sets or who appreciate the historical value, this coin can fetch around $130 today. That's a 13,000% increase from its face value, a remarkable leap for such a tiny piece of metal. But what drives this value? The key lies in scarcity and condition. While billions of 2000 pennies were minted, very few have survived in flawless, mint condition form. Most pennies spend decades getting scratched, dented, or simply worn down from use. The coins that remain crisp, shiny, and free from imperfections are gems that collectors seek to preserve and pass on. The 2000 Lincoln cent also appeals to a broad range of collectors, from novices just starting their coin collections to seasoned numismatists hunting for specific varieties and mint marks. The coin's historical significance as part of the Lincoln series, combined with its role in marking the turn of the millennium, adds an extra layer of fascination. Beyond just its monetary value, the 2000 Lincoln cent is a gateway to understanding American culture and history. It reminds us of Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy, the craftsmanship involved in coin production, and the subtle economic shifts that influence even the smallest objects in our daily lives. Every time you hold a penny, you're holding a piece of the American story, and for those who love a bit of mystery, the Lincoln cent offers even more intrigue. Errors and variations occasionally pop up, double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual mint marks, each turning a simple coin into a rare collectible. While the 2000 cent isn't famous for major error coins, some varieties are still worth exploring for the dedicated collector. So, whether you're a history buff, a coin enthusiast, or just someone curious about the value hiding in your pocket change, the 2000 USA Lincoln cent is a shining example of how much story and worth can be packed into a single, humble coin. It's a reminder that even the smallest objects can hold big surprises. Next time you come across a shiny penny dated 2000, take a closer look. You might be holding a tiny treasure worth far more than its face value, a beautiful piece of history valued at around $130, bridging past and present in your very hands. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the fascinating world of the 2000 Lincoln cent. If you enjoyed this deep dive into numismatic history and value, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more amazing coin stories and collectibles content. Who knows what hidden treasures we'll uncover next? Until then, keep your eyes open, your collections growing, and your curiosity alive.